All right. Well, I want to welcome you to our 30-day challenge. I want to go through some great tools that I have in order to be able to help us when we're going through I'm just looking for a wellness challenge, a way to get us to be consistent with what we want to, how our health, our wellness on a day-to-day basis. And what I find is when I'm doing this with other people, it seems to help me to be able to be accountable and have the best results. And the results are going to be different for everyone, depending on what areas you're personally working on. And so I'm going to go through all of the different areas and then show you the resources that I have to kind of help with us to be able to be successful throughout the next 30 days. And if there's anyone that you know of that is looking to reach better health over that time frame, and it's small increments, it's not some huge changes, because what I find is when we try to make huge changes, we don't necessarily stick with it. So whatever level they want to come in, invite them to come and join us. And let's see if we can't get some people on the better road. I know we're coming into the holidays. And so a big concern for many people is whether it's, all those sweets, gaining weight, maybe not feeling all that great, illness and things like that. And so if we can find a way to get ourselves prepared, then we can come out on the other side way better off. And that's kind of what we're finding, especially with the new products that doTERRA has come out with. And I'm going to touch on those. We're going to go through a quiz that's available for you to take if you want to. It's not mandatory if you don't want to, if you already know what areas you want to work on, but this can really help you to kind of decide what are your top 3 priorities in your health and wellness journey. And then we're going to go through basically a daily, the actual challenge. I'm going to go through exactly what we're going to do. I have a booklet for that for you being here. You get to get that booklet that I will email off to you that will help us with tracking, because if we don't track things, then we don't know where we're at, right? So we kind of want to start in one place and then track our way all the way through. And then at the end, we kind of see where we are in 30 days. And then we can do it again, right? And just continue on this and making those small changes every single day. All right. So as you can see, I have the metabolic health and lifestyle quiz. This is a quiz, not really a quiz like that you're like, you're going to get an A or B on. This is just something for you to figure out where you're at. So when we talk about metabolic health, for me, I always thought metabolic health had to do with your metabolism, right? Had to do with your weight, had to do with how your body functioned that way, whether you had a fast metabolism or slow metabolism. And what I've learned over the last couple of months is that actually has way more to do with all different parts of your body, not just your actual metabolism. So it's basically has to do with food choices, gut health, exercise, sleep, stress, mental health. All these things can affect your metabolism or your metabolic health. So when we look at this quiz, you see that there's all these different areas, appetite, and there's questions here that ask you if it's never you, seldom you, sometimes you, often you, or always me. So when you can take this, you can kind of decide, like, we can see where and rate where you're at. So it goes through appetite, blood sugar, brain health and cognition, cardiovascular, which has to do with your cholesterol levels. It also has to do with cellular health, your diet, what you eat on a daily basis, digestion and gut health, emotional health and stress management, energy production, how much energy you have throughout the day, fitness and performance recovery. So when you go work out, how do you feel after you're done? Hair, skin, nails, and vein health, hormone health, immune and respiratory health, joint and skeleton health, metabolism, movement, sleep, and again, of course, weight management. These are all areas that have to do with a healthy metabolism or metabolic rate. So at the end of this, you come to conclusions. You can figure out exactly where and rate yourself in these areas to figure out what your top 3 are that you should be working on at the moment. And those are the areas that I would recommend that you look at as those that you can improve on over the next 30 days. Because if we try to improve on, let's say that, out of those 10, 5 of those areas, 7 of those areas we have a problem with, trying to attack all 7 of those at that one point in time probably isn't going to be maybe a little bit overwhelming, right? So let's start with just 3. And so we want to create a healthy foundation in our life. And the first thing I want to talk about is this lifelong vitality pack. When it comes to that, we have to have the right nutrition in our bodies in order to begin that. So this will help you to have that first. And then we get into the specific areas. When our body gets that nutrition, then we're pretty much good to go when it comes to having a basis for our body to build on. All right, so now I want to talk a little bit about the challenge. So this is the new set of MetaPower products that doTERRA has. It has the Metabolic Assist, the gum. It has an oil, beadlets, and soft gels. It has the Advantage, which is our collagen product as well, which has 9 different amazing collagens in. So over the next few weeks, I'll be offering classes on each one of these products to learn a little bit more. Right now, we're going to just do a quick overview of what each of them are. Okay. So the Metabolic Assist is a product that you would take 15 to 30 minutes before you eat your highest carb meal of the day. And basically what it does is it assists your body in making fast carbs into slow carbs, because every time your blood sugar spikes, you age. And so many times that's the main issue with so many people today is their blood sugar spiking, which can wreak havoc within your body. So taking this MetaPower can help with that. The gum, the oil, and the beadlets and the soft gels are actually very helpful for curbing appetite. Okay, so if you're looking and needing something to help curb appetite, it's great for that. It's also great for detoxing when we're looking at, if you're doing for the weight loss side of it, that would be this is a great product for that. And then the Advantage. The Advantage is just something I think everybody needs to take every single day. Those areas, it's actually 10 areas. And this collagen actually covers all 10 of those areas. One of the biggest differentiators with our collagen compared to everyone else's out there is that it's very bioavailable in the body, which means that when you take it, each one of those 10 collagens that are in this know exactly where to go and what to do within your body. So that's huge in order to be able to get your body to start functioning correctly. And people have been having some amazing results with this system. Now, whether it's this system or you're just trying to add in exercise or you want to start on the lifelong vitality and get consistent, we can take a look at that personally for you, what's going to be your best goals to set. But I wanted to give you an idea of what you can do or can begin with. And this is a great starting point. All right, so there's 5 pillars of metabolic health, which achieving and maintaining optimal metabolic health is not a one-trick pony. Rather, it's about ongoing commitment to daily living, where attention to the 5 pillars becomes and remains top priority. So healthy eating, daily movement, stress management, healthy connections, which is why we're here with our community, and smart supplementation. Those are the 5 pillars of metabolic health. We're going to be going into more in depth into each one of those areas as we go through this challenge. So again, this challenge booklet will be available to you as well. I'll be sending this off so that you can utilize this at home in order to get yourself going. All right. So before you begin, whether it's you're doing it with the MetaPower or we're working on other specific areas that I can help you decide what products you need in order to be able to help you with that. Maybe you already have them. Maybe it's maybe we need to get some more into your hands or others into your hands. You're going to print 4 copies of the weekly check-in form. We're going to show you where that is. Taking before photos or photos and measurements, or if you're wanting to work on more internal, getting some blood work done this week before you start on this could be definitely helpful to give you a starting point as well. This will be our accountability group. We will meet on a weekly basis. I think it's going to be Monday nights. For maybe 30 minutes to be accountable and to go through what our successes are. Maybe we're having some struggles and I want to be there for you. In the middle of that, or, in between that time, I have a group. It's on a app called the Team app that you'll be able to join, and we'll do daily updates through that as well. So make sure that I share that with you. All right. So metabolic health is impacted by many different lifestyle factors. Use the Set Metabolic Health Goals worksheet to set goals for yourself that correspond with each of the different levels of the wellness pyramid. You can do some, doTERRA also has a opt-in for where you can have a MetaPower challenge every single day. They'll send you a text message regarding this to get that 30-day sequence, which can also be helpful. Create a meal plan. Plan at least 1 week in advance. So knowing your meals is so important. I know we're busy. We have a lot going on. And therefore, when we have a lot going on, a lot of times that gives us opportunities to make not so good choices when it comes to food. And so having that plan done and you work that plan, it just makes it so much easier. All right. And so daily, you want to use your products. There's actually a daily tracker that's going to help you with the usage. You can follow those text prompts. If you decide to do the actual metabolic challenge, you can use the texting. If you're doing any other one where it's not necessarily just about the MetaPower, but anything else, that would be something you wouldn't necessarily use the MetaPower texting for that. Weekly, you would complete the weekly check-in form, take your measurements and record them, create a meal plan for the next week. Everything really does come down to nutrition and diet. So anyone who is doing the 30-day challenge, no matter what area you're working on, that's extremely important. All right. And then at the end, commit to another 30 days. If we can keep this going and invite some friends coming along with us, then it makes it a lot more fun. And then we see our health just get better and better over time. And what does that do? That reverses the signs of aging. One of the big things that has really kind of, hit me in my face is my mom has been having memory issues. She's 73 in great health, but her mind is going. And one of the areas that this works on is your mind and your cognitive and getting rid of that brain fog. And so that's one of the things that I'm focusing in on is wanting to reverse that to ensure that that doesn't, do my best that I can right now to ensure that doesn't happen to me 30 years down the road. We do have that power, right? We are able to make those choices now. That's what makes a difference in the future. When I look at a lot of times, well, people are like, oh, that's just so expensive. It's like, well, what's more expensive? Like healthcare, long-term healthcare, if you get sick and things like that happen or disease, or taking those steps now, that little bit, getting rid of that, those coffees that you have every day that you buy, Starbucks, things like that, getting rid of that every single day and switching that into your health budget will make all the difference in the world so that on the back end, you're not having those issues. So what's most important to you is something that you need to figure out when you set your goals. Why are you doing this? What is your long-term goal for this and your health? All right, so smart supplementation is extremely important and critical. Like I touched on already, as far as the Lifelong Vitality Pack. We will go through the next 3 to 7 pages so that we can get a daily wellness routine, supplement routine, an example one for you kind of to see how this would all work. All right, so your wellness plan, optimizing your metabolic health. So this is our doTERRA Wellness Lifestyle Pyramid. Metabolic health is created and maintained by engaging in a lifestyle complete with healthy eating, proper digestion, healthy movement, sleep, and metabolism, along with proper rest, stress management, detoxification, and the reduction of toxic exposure. Without a holistic approach, it's easy to come up short on results, even despite some effort. Have you ever, tried to eat right and then you gain weight, things like that? Maybe because we're not doing all of the things that we need to do, right? So doTERRA's approach to a healthy lifestyle first prioritizes the bioavailability and absorption of core micronutrients with focus on gut health and nutritional supplementation. Secondly, metabolic health is promoted by supporting the body's utilization of macro in today's U.S. adult population. Lastly, using the pyramid levels as a guide, everyone is encouraged to meet their body's individual needs by addressing their own sleep, stress, detoxification, and targeted priorities. The body simply performs better when it has enough what it needs and its toxic load is diminished. I'm sure many who are watching this have seen a huge difference from them utilizing this Lifelong Vitality Pack, the Terrazyme, and the probiotics on just those things on a day-to-day basis. So building on a foundation of wellness, core nutrients and gut support are vital to sustain daily metabolic health. Combine these products with a well-balanced whole food diet to optimize results. So that Lifelong Vitality Pack, it's the optimal nutritional supplement program. It doesn't give you like 1,000% of things. It gives your body what it needs compared to the American diet in order to help with that health and wellness. It's maximum nutrition for energy, focus, relief from discomfort, and well-being. And it provides that optimal daily dose of vitamins, minerals, omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and essential oils, along with cellular vitality blend for energy support. Now, Terrazyme, when we age, I think it's after 30, we stop creating digestive enzymes that helps us to break down our food, which is why Terrazyme is so important. This supplies 10 critical digestive enzymes required to digest and be able to absorb the nutrients in the food. It also helps if you have any sort of food intolerances to take these ahead of eating, because it's going to help to break those foods down so that your body doesn't respond in a negative way. Now, our probiotic is PB Assist. It is double encapsulated so that your stomach acid will eat away at the outside, so the actual probiotic gets into your lower intestines. This helps, again, with getting that good bacteria into your digestive system so that your body can break down and absorb food and keep that bad bacteria at bay. So these are 3 areas that are the foundation for nutrition and for any healthy living, to have these on a day-to-day basis. I've been taking these, since I pretty much started, almost when I started with doTERRA, maybe 7 years. And I can tell a huge difference. This is how you know if something's working. I tell a huge difference when I stop taking them. It totally goes down. Now, if you're just starting these, start slow. I would start with 1 of each a day for the first few days, and then add in a second one a day for the next few days. And then you can keep upping that dose and seeing how you feel and how your body responds. That's a great way to get started so that we don't go into a healing crisis. Now, what's a healing crisis? Sometimes it's where people maybe have some sort of a response that might feel negative, but it's basically your body is like, oh, this is coming now. I want to get rid of all this bad stuff. And then it comes on really strong. And then maybe you have a little bit of a rash, or you have a stuffy nose, things like that. It's not actually from the vitamins. It's actually your body's response to get rid of the bad stuff. So it's not a bad thing, but we want to minimize that as much as possible. So that's why it's important that we take our time with this. All right. Step 2 is providing vital metabolic support. So if you are one who, like me, is going to be doing the next 30 days as a way to support a better weight in myself, this would be one that you would want to do, adding the MetaPower metabolic products to your daily routine. Preclinical studies suggest doing so, so it may inhibit fat cell maturation and curb cravings. So the actual gel caps I would suggest taking before each meal, the metabolic gel caps. And then I do use the oil. I actually put 2 drops under my tongue in the morning, and I dry brush also with that. So I'll take the oil and I'll put it on, and then I'll use my dry brush after I get out of the shower with that, because it does help with the appearance of fine lines and cellulite. So, but it also feels really good. I really like that a lot. They reformulated this. This used to be Slim and Sassy, and I love the new formula. The Slim and Sassy kind of affected me sometimes in a negative way. This one seems milder, yet more powerful. I know that might sound a little weird, but they readjusted some things clinically and found that this was the best way to stop that fat cell maturation. So this will help with that. And then the metabolic assist is where you take that 15 to 30 minutes before your largest carb meal. Sometimes I forget. And so what I was told is just chew it. It doesn't taste very good, but you need to get it open so that it gets into your stomach. If you do it within a few minutes of eating, kind of thing. Sometimes, again, we forget, right? And then the MetaPower Advantage is the collagen product. This is one that will help you feel great, look younger, energy, clear brain fog. It has been, amazing what some people have been, their results from this. I have heard from the Assist, people's sugar levels that used to be like this have kind of evened out. They go up a little bit when they eat now, instead of it being such a big up and down. Just so many different testimonials, and we can talk about more of those on our next call. Next, we're going to customize our wellness plan. We use this lifestyle pyramid as your guide in order to figure out, okay, what areas do I want to focus in on? Maybe you're already doing the Lifelong Vitality Pack every day, the Terrazyme and the PB Assist. And you're like, you know what I really need to work on is movement and metabolism. What is it that I can do for this? There's different products that you can add, but also adding in, okay, maybe you're going to do a speed walk 3 days a week, or you're going to start going to workout classes if that's what you want to do. Whatever it is for you, just figuring out what that is best. Rest and managing stress. Sleep is imperative for health. And so if you're not getting a good night's sleep, this is probably one of the areas that you need to focus in on. And then of course, reducing toxicity, not only toxicity in what you're eating, but also on what's around you. What type of products are you using on a day-to-day basis? Shampoo, conditioner, soap, all of those things absorb into your body and can wreak havoc and can actually can counteract what you're trying to accomplish if we have all of these toxins around us. So maybe that's where you start looking at, okay, maybe I'll start trading out this product for that product. doTERRA has some amazing lines of products that are for reducing those toxins in your home, to laundry detergent, shampoo, conditioner, soap. I use them all. Okay. If you're local, come to my house and I'll show you. So, and informed self-care, of course, is being able to figure out what you need and then going from there. All right, so let's get into the example daily schedule. So this could be something that if you're doing the wanting to get weight loss, this would be the way that you could do this. MetaPower Advantage, you could put that into you want to put it into a cup with a shaker. It does not dissolve because they did not put the bad stuff in that makes things dissolve. So you have to actually shake it up. Put that in water with a couple drops of the MetaPower. And then taking your soft gels, 1 to 2 of those soft gels, and then your first dose of LLV with your morning. Now I'm doing intermittent fasting. So my first meal usually isn't till about noon. And that's when I would do all of this as my morning. And then daytime, you would do 1 capsule of Metabolic Assist before your highest carb meal, 15, 30 minutes, your second dose of your Lifelong Vitality Pack, your Terrazyme, and then MetaPower, whether it's gum, beadlets, whatever you need in order to stave off cravings in between maybe your daytime and your evening. And if you want to be a power user, you can do 1 capsule of Metabolic Assist here as well, or you can pick one or the other. Maybe you did a salad at lunch. It wasn't high carb. Then just wait for dinner to take that MetaPower. Some people are doing it before every single meal. So whatever, if you're not having maybe sugar issues, you probably don't need it at every meal, but it's also good just to have it at least at 1 meal a day. Then you have your Terrazyme after the meal, 1 to 3 probiotics at bedtime. I did learn that taking those before bed is probably the best option because it's helping, again, on an empty stomach to get into that lower intestines to be able to repopulate. And then using lavender diffused before bed. I also put it on my big toe to shut that brain down. All right, so your daily supplement routine is a great opportunity for habit stacking as you look for easy ways to implement the MetaPower system into your daily routine. How might you simplify by combining several health habits into one? There's many suggestions here of things that you can add to what we just went through in order to get more specific into the areas of where you need to focus on. And again, we can discuss that, or you can look at these sheets and kind of figure out, okay, you know what, I think I want to add this in, that in, or that in. So it's a guide for you to be able to be empowered to take your health back for those 30 days and figuring out what's best for you. Now I'm here to guide you and to help you. So feel free to reach out. And then you create your own supplement routine. You'll be writing in here what you're going to add. If you're not doing MetaPower, you can put other things in this routine than what is going to be specific for you. All right, let's see. So here is your habits. This is where you write down what you're going to do in each one of these areas, basically your health goals, figuring out where it is that you want to be in 30 days. So when you do that, using this framework, create at least 1 goal for each level of the lifestyle pyramid in each one of these areas. Consider the following to construct goals that motivate. Include the who, what, when, where, and why. Avoid general goals to become fit. We want to make sure it doesn't really, answer that question. Maybe being more specific. You're going to exercise 5 days per week to prepare to run a 5K in 6 weeks. Or, whatever that specific goal is. Make it sure it's specific. Include both short and long-term milestones. I'm going to walk more is hard to track or measure, whereas every day this week, I will walk 2 miles. The next week, I will walk half and jog half. I will continue to increase miles and jogging to be sufficient shape to run my city marathon this coming May. So setting a long-term goal with those short-term goals to help you get there, and be quantifiable and realistic. Again, I'm going to walk more is not quantifiable. But if you say that I'll walk around, the track 16 times, that's quantified. You can actually count that out. So this will help you to get those habits, and us meeting weekly will help us to keep each other accountable. So with the stresses of everyday life, it can be difficult to maintain lifestyle habits critical to metabolic health. So make this a point to set those goals. Don't just jump in, set the goals, take the time to go through this. And then here are some examples of daily lifestyle habits: eating a healthy breakfast with whole fresh foods, meditate, or take a moment for reflection, go for a jog, establish a regular yoga practice in the daytime, maybe again, eating a balanced diet, taking a walk, drinking your water, taking a quiet moment again, evening, eating a nutritious dinner, stretching thoroughly, taking a relaxing bath or shower, take a break from those electronics, and get at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep. So again, this is just an example. So again, making it more suitable for you. Now here's a routine. I'm going to flip this page, your daily tracker, so that you can track your progress. You can check mark the boxes that you've taken all of these things and followed your routine in order to be able to help you stay on track. And then our weekly check-in, we won't necessarily ask you for this, but this is something for us to be able to track our results. And you would print out 4 of these in order to be able to track this for the next 4 weeks. Rate your average energy level, rate your clarity of mind. And again, all of these questions are a great way to kind of reflect on, number one, I'm not a person who necessarily celebrates my wins, and that's not good, right? We need to celebrate. So this gives us an opportunity to actually write those things out to celebrate our wins. It helps us to stay accountable to ourselves and to others who are working on this with you, because I'm going to be here every week. And this will help us to figure out, like, hey, this is an area I'm struggling in. Can we all kind of help each other to figure out some tips in order to be able to help me in this particular area? And that's only going to help us be more successful, right? And so making sure that you're tracking your results weekly. I'm going to be doing this as well. All right. Now, if you're doing this for weight reasons, or you want to lose weight, or you want to see your body changing, this is a way that you can take your measurements, and it gives you tips and where to take them. And then you write down all of the answers here. Every single week, we would do this at the end of every week. Or if we're going to be, I think we're going to be meeting on Mondays, and I was going to start this one next Monday so that everybody can get the products in that they need this week, make their orders on the 1st, hopefully get your products, and then we can get started next Monday for our 30 days. All right. So making sure that you're doing measurements. Now, if you're not doing this from wanting to lose weight, but for some of the other reasons, getting your blood work done. I found a place that you can do it for like $35. You just go get it drawn and they send it in, and then they'll give you your results. So if you get your blood drawn this week, you're good to go, right? Because you have your starting point. And then at the end, you go get your blood drawn again and see how it's changed. One of the people that I follow, Laura, she had hers done, and she went from age 59 for her blood work when she started on the products. And then 30 days later, she was actually 45. Isn't that awesome? Like, that's how much her age went backwards from utilizing a lot of these metabolic products. So having that starting point is very helpful to kind of see where you're beginning at. So, all right. Well, I want to thank you for joining me on learning more about this 30-day challenge. We'll be getting started, like I said, next week. We'll have daily updates of if you do the texting in, or we can do through the team app, where I'm going to be doing daily things, and you can ask questions. I'm available through text, also, and email. But definitely get started with us in order to have some fun and get ourselves into a better place in our health and wellness, so that not only do we live longer, but we live better longer, right? We live healthier longer. All right.